These videos are strictly only for entertainment and educational purposes. I do not encourage or endorse to any of the behaviors of the people I am talking about in my videos. In 2012, Samantha Koenig was 18 years old and working at a coffee shop called Common Grounds in Anchorage. Despite being Alaska's largest city, less than 10% of the total square footage of the municipality is populated, leaving it wide open for predators to travel through virtually undetected. One such predator was Israel Keys, who, unbeknownst to his last victim, was scoping out her place of employment before he finally struck on February 1, 2012. Originally from Utah, Israel Keys claims to have committed his first murder in 1998, shortly after he enlisted in the United States Army. And by the time he encountered Samantha Koenig, he had killed up to 10 people in multiple states, including Washington, New York, Vermont, and Florida. But the murder of Samantha Koenig would be Israel Keys' last kill, and it was right in his own backyard. Keys lived in Anchorage with his 10-year-old daughter and his girlfriend, Kimberly, and he had never before killed so close to home. On February 1, 2012, he kidnapped Koenig from the drive-through coffee shop where she'd worked. That night, just before 8 p.m., he walked up to the window, pointed a revolver at her, told her it was a robbery, and ordered her to turn off the lights. The moment she did, he bound her hands, jumped through the window, stuffed a handful of napkins in her mouth, and forced her out of the coffee stand and into his pickup truck. Then, he drove her to his house while telling her that he only wanted to hold her for ransom. But it was a lie. As soon as Keys took Koenig's debit card and cell phone, he didn't need her alive anymore. Around 2 a.m., he finally took her from his truck and moved her to his tool shed, where he tied her up by the neck. Then, Keys went inside to check on his daughter and girlfriend and make sure they were asleep. He poured himself a glass of wine and returned to the shed. There, Keys sat drinking it while he told Koenig how he would rape her before strangling her to death with the rope he'd already tied around her neck. And that's exactly what he did. He left Koenig's body in the shed, went back into his house, and packed his bags and one for his daughter. And at 5 a.m. sharp, he called a cab to the airport to fly to New Orleans for a 2-week Caribbean cruise that he'd planned with his family. Samantha Koenig wasn't reported missing until the next day, hours after she was already dead. Despite this delay, the FBI immediately started searching at Anchorage, hoping to find the missing girl. But their efforts were in vain, and leads were sparse. Israel Keys, who disguised himself for the coffee stand's security camera, didn't even appear on their radar. But when Keys returned from his vacation on February 17th, he decided to take Samantha Koenig's ransom photo and promise her parents that she would be unharmed if they gave him money. That day, he sewed Samantha Koenig's eyelids open with fishing line, braided her hair, and applied makeup to her face. Then, he propped her body against a wall, held out a current issue of the Alaska Daily News, and took a picture. This was the proof-of-life photo that he intended to use to prove she was unharmed. Then, on February 24th, he texted her boyfriend from her phone and told him to look for a package in a local park. There, Anchorage police found the photo and a note demanding that $30,000 be deposited into Koenig's bank account. Her parents gladly paid, but she would never be returned to them. Keys dismembered her body and disposed of the remains in a frozen lake just outside of Palmer, Alaska, to the north. Within days of Samantha Koenig's parents' deposit into her account, her debit card began pinging. First in Anchorage, then in Arizona, then New Mexico, then Texas. The FBI quickly deduced that her abductor was traveling east along Interstate 10. But Israel Keys had made a mistake during one of his very first withdrawals. In addition to a masked man, an ATM camera in Arizona had captured a white Ford Focus. That information was pushed out to law enforcement across that entire corridor. Special Agent Jolene Godin, who investigated the Israel Keys case, told CBS's 48 Hours. By March 13th, a Texas state trooper in the town of Shepherd spotted the car in a hotel parking lot. According to CBS, he waited for the owner to come out and followed until the car exceeded the speed limit, pulling Keys over the second he did. And when he searched the car, the trooper found Koenig's ATM card, her cell phone, and the same disguise worn by the man captured on all the ATM cameras where Koenig's card had been used. Samantha Koenig's body wouldn't be discovered until April 2nd, a few days after Keyes confessed to his crimes. That's when he also explained how he had staged the ransom photo by sewing Samantha Koenig's eyelids open. Unfortunately, Koenig's family would never get justice for her murder. In May 2012, Keyes tried to escape from a courtroom after breaking his leg irons during a routine hearing. Fortunately, his escape attempt was unsuccessful, and authorities restrained him again. On December 2, 2012, Israel Keyes managed to conceal a razor blade in his jail cell at the Anchorage Correctional Complex in Alaska, which he used to take his own life. He left behind a message with 11 skulls drawn with his own blood labeled, "We are one." Officials suspect this alludes to the total number of his victims. Thank you for watching this video. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe for more. See you next time. Bye.